Everyone, so I'm Vivan Lakhani and today I'll be showing you all the global cancer statistics for the year 2022. So we have the global cancer statistics overview, then we'll move on to the cancer types and their impacts, then we'll look at the trends and variability of cancers across the regions for different regions. Then we have major risk factors and prevention. Then we have future projections regarding cancer incidences, and we'll have predictions regarding cancer incidences and mortality rates. Then we will conclude the session and we will look at the Google Lab. So here we have, so basically we have cancer statistics for 36 cancers across 185 different countries. So in the year 2022, there were around 20 million new cancer cases reported, and the mortality rate was approximately 9.7 million deaths. So that's a lot. Uh, so this report is a wide resource for understanding cancer trends and guiding public health policies. So moving on to the statistics overview. Here we have total number of cancer cases reported in the year 2022. So that's approximately 20 million. Then we look at the total number of cancer deaths. That's 9.7 million approximately. And we can see that the most diagnosed cancer was lung cancer. Around 2.5 million cases were reported. Followed by breast cancer, that was 2.3 million cases reported. That's a lot. Then we have colorectal cancer, that's 1.9 million cases in the year 2022. And here we see the mortality rate due to lung cancer, that's around 1.8 million, and followed by colorectal and liver, basically. This is the number of deaths by liver diseases or liver cancer. So basically we saw lots of cancer in the previous slide too. It's lung cancer, breast cancer, colorectal cancers and prostate cancers. So among that, lung cancer is the leading. Most number of cases were reported were of lung cancer. That was approximately 2.5 million, and 1.8 million deaths were reported due to lung cancer in the year 2022. And the breast cancer cases were a slight less, but still a lot. Like 2.3 million cases and 600k deaths in the year. And followed by colorectal cancer, that's 1.9 million cases and 900k deaths. And the prostate cancer is 1.5 million cases and 390-ish k deaths annually. So here we see trends and variability across regions. So most mortality rate was reported in Australia and New Zealand, the continent of Australia basically, and followed by Eastern Europe. Okay. So this is basically incidence rate per 1 lakh men, and this is mortality rate per 1 lakh men. So that's how this is plotted. So we basically explore incidence and mortality rate in men across different regions. So highest is the Australian continent, then it's Europe, then it's Western Africa, then it's Central Africa. So the major risk factors and prevention. So the major risk factors for lung cancer is smoking, then moving on to other types of cancer, like maybe due to overweight and obesity, infections like HPV, HCV can lead to cancer. Vaccination is essential for prevention of these infections. Then it might be tobacco, like so smoking and tobacco. So this is the prevention basically, like implementing stringent tobacco control can reduce smoking rates, and it can reduce the cancer rates, lung cancer rates. And we can provide vaccination for the infections mentioned above. And promoting healthy lifestyle and like looking at the causes and making people aware. Then investing in preventing can avoid millions of cancer cases and save lives. So that's a huge problem. Then we move on to the future projections. So projected new cases are expected to reach 35 million. So in the year 2022, it was around 20 million, and now we have predicted that it might reach 35 million annually. And demographic shift will be a key driver of the increase in cancer cases, influencing healthcare systems. So also increase in low HDI countries. So the greatest relative increase in cancer cases predicted at 142% will occur in low HDI countries, raising urgent global health concerns. Uh, so now we conclude that cancer statistic by the cancer statistics that it impacts a large number of population across the globe, and there is a significant variation in cancer rates across different regions and different types of cancers. And so the need for targeted interventions is critical to effectively address regional disparities in the cancer incidences. Projection for future cancer trends highlight the urgency for proactive measures. Investing in preventive strategies is essential to mitigate the growing cancer burden. And yeah, presentation invites for dialogue and solution and doubts. So that is it for the presentation. Now we will look at a data set from Kaggle. It has cancer patient data set, and we'll just go through it and the visualization, and we'll look at the trends. So here I import Panda, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Seaborn to visualize and visualize various trends and look at the data. I also import the models for binary classification like logistic regression and SVCs. Then I have the accuracy score classification reports confusion matrix to check the accuracy of the model basically. So firstly we import the dataset, then we use head to check the first 5 rows of the dataset. Then we basically check the shape, that is basically the number of rows and number of columns. Also the number of columns is number of features or the number of things that we have. So that is 1025. Next we look at various things, we describe data, we look at the count, mean, standard deviation, etc. for various columns. Then we check if the values are null. In our case there are no null values. Then we check if there are any duplicated values. So there is that, and if there are any duplicated or null values, then we reduce that. Then we move also, then we drop the unneeded columns, the redundant columns that we don't need for visualization. After that we apply the label encoder. We basically convert encoded values to data frame, drop the original level column and concatenate the encoded one, rename then we rename the encoded column back to level. Okay, and then we display the updated columns. After that we again check the first 5 rows, then we basically just plot it. So here's the plot. This is the distribution plot. This plot shows the distribution of the age variable in cancer dataset using 10 bins, helping visualize how ages are spread across the patients. Okay, and now this is a joint plot, a scatter plot with a regression line between age and chest pain, showing the relationship and distribution in the data set. Next, we have a heat map. A heat map correlation that displays the strength of relationship between different variables in the data set with strong correlation, highlighted in darker shades of blue. Okay. So after this, we have the scatter plot with regression. So a regression plot showing the relationship between smoking and chest pain. Okay. So then we have the facet grid. This plot splits the data by gender and smoking status, showing the regression lines for chronic lung disease and shortness versus shortness of breath in each subset. Okay. So after this, we use various methods and models like logistic regression and SVC, and then we calculate the accuracy score, and we have the classification report with precision, recall, F1 value, and accuracy. So basically, this is uh, good. This logistic regression provides a higher accuracy, and it has a great model performance. And yeah, so that is it. And thank you.